Good morning. The time is 8 a.m. Weather conditions. Fog. Temperature 32 degrees.
Well, I think that's the signal to proceed with this edition of the Good Morning Net for February 6th, 2024. And as you just heard, it's now 8 a.m., and that means it's time for the W9 DOR Good Morning Net, coming to you from beautiful Door County, more specifically Sturgeon Bay. This net welcomes all licensed amateur radio operators. We invite all of you licensed amateurs to join us. You are all welcome. And we also don't want to forget to wish a warm welcome to all of our listeners that we have out there this morning. Your net control station this morning is Whiskey Niner Oscar Bravo Bravo W9OBB. My name is Rick, and I'm located on the west side of Green Bay in the state of Wisconsin. Emergency traffic may break in at any time to this net, and we're going to pause shortly now for any emergency traffic. Okay, please remember to let the repeater drop in between transmissions to make sure that that 3-minute timer gets reset. We're going to start out, I'm going to take check-ins now from our short time stations. Short time stations, please check in now. Short time and mobile. KA9ARZ. Alpha Bravo 9, November. All right, very good. KA9ARZ and AB9NN. I'll get back to you very shortly. I want to grab the VHF check-ins right now. All VHF stations for the Good Morning Net, please come now.
This is Kilo Alpha Diner, Whiskey Alpha Romeo.
How about 10-9 OSF, wherever you want to put it.
All right, that was a long enough pause. KC9, LN Zulu. Not been this close to the top in a long time.
Okay, I've got KA9WAR, N9OSF, and I'm not sure if that was Luke in there, LO9. You doubled with Larry, OSF, so I'll come back and get you. But then we have Tom, KC9LN Zulu. Who did I miss?
Correct, it was W9LON.
Very good, Luke. I'm going to put you after Larry, N9OSF, so you will follow Larry, and then you can toss it over to Tom, KC9LN Zulu. And I'm going to go to short time here momentarily, but I'm going to try something a little different. Instead of a question of the day, I thought I'd go back and look up what some of the historical events were for this day in the previous years. So on February 6, 2018, SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket had its first test flight. And you may recall on board was the Tesla automobile owned by SpaceX's founder, Elon Musk. It takes the car 557 days to orbit around the sun. It's currently about 65 million miles from the Earth, and it's traveling at 4,500 miles per hour with respect to Earth. And the car has exceeded its 36,000-mile warranty 82,667 times while driving around the sun. Okay, we're going to go to our short time stations now. Kevin, KA9ARZ, and then over to AB9NN.
Thanks, W9OBB Rick. This is KA9ARZ. Good morning to all. So getting ready to head out the door for another full day of work. Was hoping to be able to be on hand tonight in Kewanee for a potential Wiliga tip-off classic, but situation is that there's no junior varsity game, so it's going to tip off at 6:30, and I'll be at a city council meeting in Sturgeon Bay at 6 o'clock, and then the proverbial wild card is a fog situation, so yeah, it could be kind of tricky. You may have to forego heading there, which would be too bad, yeah, because it's always nice to, go game to Kewanee, especially, when Tom might be at a game as well there, because I got a great action photo of him this spring when Kewanee was playing a doubleheader against Southern Door there. So, anyways, we're shooting action photos last night at the basketball game at Southern Door, and fortunately wasn't too problematic getting around. There was a bit of fog hanging around. The roads didn't ice up or anything like that, but with the temperature hovered around the freezing mark and fog forming up, that's something you got to be aware of. So hopefully it will not be an ice road trucker expedition on the way to work this morning there. So send it over to the other side of the lake, and if there was no list of ECHOLINK and all-star check-ins, we'll be able to hear the signature back to net control. Over to AB9NN. This is KA9ARZ. Okay, good morning to everybody on the Good Morning Net from John, AB9NN in Beulah, Northwest Florida, Michigan, straight across Lake Michigan from Algoma, 9 miles inland. And strong S10 signal on the repeater this morning. Everybody's sounding loud and proud with no crackling. And no crackling from the lightning map either. Nothing on that, certainly. So that's good. No precipitation on the radar. Looks like it's going to stay that way maybe for a couple of days. Thursday we're supposed to start getting rain, and rain in through the weekend and changing into snow and colder temperatures. I also read an article that was talking about the polar vortex, and it said that the polar vortex had been strong, and that was what was keeping our warm weather intact. And the polar vortex apparently is breaking down, and that's going to allow the cold weather to spill down into the United States sometime next week. So we'll see the temperatures start to drop at the end of this week and into next week, apparently. Could be cold for some amount of time. Solar flux index has perked up a little bit to 173, so that's a good thing. Not too much going on from the ham radio side of things. Just going to be doing some, I got some bills to pay, and I've got some shredding to catch up on, and I've got started a book on Bill Gates, written by Bill Gates. So going to start reading that, and got a stack of magazines upstairs next to my chair that I need to start digging through. So I might start reading the magazines before I read the book on Bill Gates. With that, I guess that's about it from Beulah today. So with that, back to net control from AB9NN, John and Beulah. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe in the fog.
Okay, to Kevin and John, and both of you have a good day today. And we're going to now go over to our ECHOLINK All-Star list. And we're going to begin with K9GU, Michelle. Then we're going to go to Alan, G1AEU. And then Dan in California. We'll have to see what the rain is like out there. KZ6, DAN. Then over to my friend Larry, KB9GIP. And then finally Phil, W3TOS. And Phil, you're going to turn it over to Artie, KA9WAR. So take it away, Michelle. Good morning.
Good morning, Rick, W9OBB. This is K9GU in Appleton in here, where the sky is definitely overcast and very much cloudy also. Temperature is 28, barometric pressure 30.18, and the humidity outside 100%. So we're going to get one of those days in here, and maybe later on in the day things will be a little more clear, but right now everything looks very, very much overcast in here. So that's about all I have to say, mention right now. And I'm not going to stay very long on the net right now because I have an appointment very soon, and actually almost in a few minutes. I have an appointment in Appleton, and I'll have to be there on time also. So I'll well not be able to listen to the entire net because of this in here. And this is pretty much what I have to mention in here. So I'll have to get ready pretty soon for the appointment and get going pretty soon anyway. So this is what it is. But I'll listen for a short time, and then I'll quit listening because I'll have to get going pretty fast also. Anyway, good morning to everybody, and good morning to W9OBB. This is K9GU. All of you have a very, very good time.
Thanks, Michelle. G1AEU, you're up next. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning. Thank you, Rick. Good morning, everybody on the net. So, it's raining in California, and it just started to rain here. I don't expect it will get that much rain, but still, it must up any time to going outdoors in the garden or anything like that. The temperature is quite high at 53 Fahrenheit. 30 miles an hour wind, as usual. 89% humidity, and 79.88 on the barometer. I haven't heard a question of a day yet, and I can't say I heard one yesterday. I missed them. Anyway, I'm going to do it to Dan, KZ6 DAB, from Golf 1 Alpha Echo Goodmorning, down there in England.
And good morning to you, Rick, and to the net. This is KZ6DAC, based in Valley Springs, California. Great to hear everybody. And I figured I'd better get back on here and let you know what's going on. So there's been a variety of weather. We happen to be stuck in this little vortex where we only got 0.62 inches of rain. 0.62 inches of rain. Where people around us have gotten up upwards of 2 to 3 inches of rain. We all had this severe wind that come through day before yesterday. I recorded on my weather station 42.6 miles an hour, and it was blowing around. It drove my little vein crazy because it was coming in from all directions almost at the same time. We kind of live in a canyon, so that it does, but we did not get much rain. Although people, just north of us in Sacramento and up above in the foothills, and then the snow in the Sierra was quite abundant, but we didn't get it. But I'm doing well and having lots of fun trying to keep going with my physical therapy, which is my own, going to the local gym and riding bikes and doing upper body strength. And that's working out pretty good, so I'm enjoying that. Other than that, that's about it for now. I'll come back in and over to my friend, good friend Larry, K9DIP. Over to you, Larry.
Larry, KB9DIP, you still there? Pick it up.
I'm here. For the life of me, I can't figure out why it's so difficult to press transmit instead of end. It's beyond my comprehension, I guess. At 77, I guess I'm losing my ability to comprehend two simple words. Let's see, transmit, yeah, end, yeah. Okay, got it. Till tomorrow. KB9DIP Larry in Algonquin, Illinois, stumbling his way through life. We're in the middle of a dense, icy fog warning here in Illinois. And we'll see what we will see, won't we? I have my ham club meeting down here tonight, and there'll be a fella talking about his recent expedition to somewhere in Eastern Europe with pictures. That's always an interesting evening when you get a travelogue on a expedition, because there's discussion of tents and winds and 5-gallon buckets, if you know what I mean, and electric generators that don't work, and landings on rocky coasts. So it'll be an interesting evening. But anyway, that's all Larry's got. Hello, Ellen. Hello, Dave in California. And it goes over to Phil, W3TOS. How you doing, Phil? KB9DIP clear.
Morning, Larry. Good morning to everyone on the net. Glad you were able to find your microphone. This is Phil in Bellevue. On day number 2 of my new business. Looking forward to get the phone to ring. And been slow so far. Got a meeting tonight. That's a little short presentation on my business. Other than that, just moving along and out of rehabilitation for my leg. Now I'm going to the local gym and start to feel much better. I know for the spring I'd be out there walking on the street, and so I'm looking forward to that and making some bites later on. Things are looking up. Got the net control, W3. Yeah, what?
This is Kilo Alpha Niner Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Thank you, Phil, and good morning, everyone. Here in Peshtigo, we have 31 degrees, and it's overcast, but not the fog that they have other places. So at 9 o'clock, I'll be able to go to our veterans coffee session here just across the river. Other than that, yesterday we did something different. Many of you know that I do work all states on a number of different venues. Basically, I have 20 different ways to work all states, and in different bands. And yesterday, when Europe quieted down, I went down to 5 watts. Usually I run 100 watts. I run down to 5 watts and worked a number of states here. And to my surprise, some European stations came in at 5 watts. Hotel Bravo, Delta Lima, Oscar November, Gulf India, and even Japan came in at 5 watts. This morning I worked Sierra Papa, Gulf Zero, Delta Kilo, Oscar Hotel, and the Russian station on 5 watts on 12 meters. So that proves you don't need a lot of power to get out. Only you got to have a good antenna. N9OSF, this is Kilo Alpha Niner, Whiskey Alpha Romeo. Good morning, Larry.
RECEVE, N9OSF, or Arden. There's 27 degrees here, foggy, hazy out. Otherwise, celebrate Randy's birthday, so he celebrated that last night. Now, as Mike would say, now it's Jackie's Food's girlfriend is today, so I go out with that, for that. So that's the plan. So, and we're getting stuff ready. We're going to Hawaii, just leaving this week Saturday and coming back on Saturday, so Sunday. So I'm not going to be on for a while. And tomorrow I got to pick up garbage. Drive garbage tomorrow. So and yesterday too, Kobe Keith, country music singer, died today too, 62 years old. And on this day, hoping I might read another more history. On this day, February 6, 1911, President Ronald Reagan is born in Illinois in 1911. For more history. So otherwise, not much more to add. That's it. Good morning, buddy. And let's see. And goes over to W9LON. This is N9OSF. Good morning, everybody on this here hazy day. Go ahead, and good morning, everybody. N9OSF. Good morning. N9OSF. Very good morning. This is W9LON. Good morning to the group. To hear everybody this morning. And we've got 30 degrees here in Luxembourg, Casco. And looking forward to today to spending some time with my granddaughter Sophie and starting to work on our basement project. My big excitement is to get back to work with the tools today, and also celebrating now 10 days in a row, 3-mile walk. Wonderful to get back out there and have my heart sustain it. So this is W9LON, passing it over to KC9, LN Zulu. Good morning to the group. I am once and done.
Thank you, sir. KC9 LN Zulu here. Well, in Kiwani, temperature is about 30 degrees. Very light breeze this morning for the morning walk, so that was good. Got it in, trying to revolutionize my life by getting a few more walks with each day. Hopefully you're going to eventually lose some weight, I hope, and maybe just get in better shape. Other than that, not much new to report, other than the Raspberry Pi showed up here. Hopefully, OBB, you got that email. And then, what else? Not much else is new, really. Snow is still melting on a regular basis. Sidewalks are basically dry, so it's a good walking distance. Other than that, everybody take care, have a good day, and I will turn it back to Net Control. KC9, LN Zulu. Good morning to all.
Thank you, Tom. Very good. And thanks to all for joining us here this morning on the Good Morning Net. And I'm going to see if there's any newcomers for the net to sign in. I'm going to pause now for any additional check-ins for the Good Morning Net. Please come now.
UPE.
C9KMA.
Okay, very good. Brother Brad is here, KD9UPE. Good to hear from him, and also good to hear from Joan, KC9KMA. So, Brad, you pick it up, and then turn it over to Joan, KC9KMA. Good morning to you both.
W9OBB on the net. Good morning to you. Good morning to all. Sorry for the late check-in today. Just a bit under the weather. Wasn't eating properly, I think. So, just not sure if I didn't sleep enough or overslept. But feeling better today, and just wanted to check in and out and let you know I was here. So let's turn it over to Joan, KC9KMA. Good to hear from you this morning. Go ahead, Joan. That's KD9UPE.
Thanks, Brad. It's always nice to hear you, so don't apologize for coming at the second round. It's a thing. But I checked in. Did I say KC9KMA? I checked in to respond to several people. First, Dave, I'm so glad your weather is uneventful. Jeff and I had often during this rain wondered exactly how you were faring, and thank you for coming to let us know. And to Luke, how wonderful to be able to sustain activity you want to, and let your heart beat the right way. Always a welcome thing, and not to be taken for granted. If anything, Alan, we certainly send our best wishes to your king, and doesn't that show you just when you were getting ready to schedule something, life gets in the way, and we certainly hope it's a mild cancer, easily treated, though you just don't know. They're not talking. Well, yesterday, Jeff initiated a field trip, which is pretty unusual for him to come up with this suggestion and execute it, and I was late because I was finishing my leftovers for breakfast. We had just a splendid meal, and every single part of it was perfect. And that, for you who know me, is tough to pull off, that everything I got served was exactly right. Oh, my goodness. Beautiful music playing in the background, a wonderful waitress, an empty dining room. It just couldn't have been better. And we had clear sailing on the roads, even though they are tearing Egg Harbor to pieces. It is passable with diversion. And so I was happy to see that. And I don't have a list, and this is what happened. So, Larry, the only thing I can think of is you get one of those lawyer sign here, post-it note arrows, and put it on your phone with an arrow that points to the microphone, transmit. That's what I think is the only way to fix your situation. And, Rick, I think there was one more check-in, and the delay would let me think it was Larry because of the crosslink. maybe back to net control. We'll see. Safety 9, KMA.
Okay, I'll pause quickly here, but before I go back for other check-ins under VHF, I see I have a special treat waiting for us today, and I see KA9BXG is up on the ECHOLINK board, and I'm going to see if he wants to make a transmission. If he doesn't, I understand. And we'll pause now for Bob to come in. KA9BXG, if you care to make a transmission, it's all yours.
Nothing really to say. Just figured I'd check in. That's it. KA9BXG.
All right, Bob, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate that. Good to hear your voice. And let's see. Let's go back now and see if I missed anyone under VHF. Is there anybody under VHF category that'd like to check in yet? No, I think that other station you heard, Joan, was Luke, W9LON. He kind of doubled with Larry, N9OSF. All right, are there any ECHOLINK stations now who would like to make any further comments? Any further comments from our ECHOLINK group? We'll pause now for that before we go to other comments for off-air. All right, I'll take that as no one has anything additional on the ECHOLINK All-Star side, so let's pause now for comments from anyone else. Any further comments for the net?
KZ6 DAV.
All right, I copied Alan and Dave out in California. G1AEU, Alan, and then you toss it over to Dave, KZ6DAV.
Well, a couple of comments. One for Joan, regarding the message we are king. When I was down here, we were satisfied with what we were sold. But nowadays, everybody wants to know the inside out of cat proverbial. Anyway, this one is for Natalie. W-A-R. Natalie, Natalie, Archie, W-A-R. What frequency were you on when you worked at European Station yesterday? And did you call them, or did they call you? I haven't. I don't know whether it was a Dave, or whether to make for the answers to my questions. So I can pass it back to net control.
take it now. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, Rick, for letting me come back in here. KZ6DV. I just wanted to say, my situation here where the weather is very light, but I tell you that up 45 miles north of me in Sacramento, the whole area was inundated, and we had more outages of electric, and because of wind and rain. There were 300,000 people without electric, and there are some people still without electric. Down south from me, about 40 miles in the town of Modesto, there's a road that runs along in the agricultural area, and believe it or not, there was 40, you may have even seen this in the news, there was 40 telephone poles, we'll call them telephone poles. They had a mixture of power and a telephone and things that carry cable TV and stuff like that. They fell down in unison because the ground became saturated and the wind just caught them just right, and all 40 telephone poles keeled over, and they're still working on it, and they will be working on it for the next week. So lots of devastation, Southern California, lots of devastation down there with flooding and things like that. So that's all I wanted to say. It's chaotic because we're so mild here, and but everybody else in California is having a battle. Anyway, great to hear everybody. Thank you, John, for the comments. And KZ6DV, back to you, Rick. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dave and Alan. And, stay safe out there. And thank you so much for the update. And I'm glad you were able to join us here this morning as well. Well, I'm going to go now to any further comments from our off-air stations, or our RF stations, I should say, VHF. Do we have any other comments from anyone, actually, before we close the net down for this edition? Well, that sounds like it'll do it for this February 6th edition. Kind of overcast here, but not much fog. So that is good. And thank you all for joining us and sharing here this morning. Another good net, and we hope you're all back here again tomorrow morning when Tom will host the net. So thanks again, and I want to also say thanks to radio station WDOR for letting us use their tower for our antenna, and also their facilities to house our equipment for the Sturgeon Bay repeater. So thank you much to WDOR radio station Sturgeon Bay. All right, this is W9OBB, and I am now returning the W9DOR repeater back to normal amateur use. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow morning. Take care to all.
KC9 Alan Zulu from KA9ARZ Mobile. KC9 Alan Zulu, KA9ARZ Mobile on 147.21. KA9ARZ, clear boat monitoring.